everybody, welcome back to Library Says. My name is Jamie and today I'm doing the Do I Have This Book tag / challenge. This is a really old tag. People were doing this, like everyone did this like a year or more ago, and I loved them. I watched tons of them. I probably watched dozens, but I didn't have a channel yet. It's not very popular anymore. It's been probably 6 months or more since I saw one and since I saw anybody make one, but that's good because I did watch it so much. I knew all of the different challenges. It's been so long now that I've basically forgotten all of the challenges. So I'm starting from scratch. I did not look at them in advance of starting this video. I do have a little bit of an inconvenient setup for this challenge, as I do have the bookshelves behind me in my living room, and then I have these books in my bedroom. So I'm just going to leave the camera set up in here because more books are in this shot, and I'm going to run back and forth. So as not to bore you to tears, I am going to cut out the bits where I'm not on camera or you're staring at an empty room, and I will keep a timer going on my side of things so that I can tell you how long it actually took me when I'm done, and I will run through all of the books that I found to meet all of the challenges. All right, with that, I'm just gonna go ahead and get started. I have recruited my sister to be the disembodied voice off camera. She's gonna call out the challenges to me one at a time so I don't have to have a phone in my hand. Without further ado, here we go.
Number 1, do you have a book with deckled edges?
Probably.
Okay, got it. Okay. 2, do you have a book with 3 or more people on the cover? Oh, that's hard.
Ooh. Cut.
Okay. 3, do you have a book based on another fictional story?
I'm going for it, yeah.
4, do you have a book with a title 10 letters long? 5, do you have a book with a title that starts and ends with the same letter? 6, do you have a mass market paperback? 7, do you have a book written by an author using a pen name? 8, do you have a book with a character's name in the title?
Oh no!
Oh, yes.
You're
9, do you have a book with 2 maps in it?
probably not. Come on, Tolkien. Does it count if it's maps of 2 places side by side, like one's on this page, one's on this page, and they're in different places?
I mean, maybe. Does it look like it is one cohesive map? Okay. 10, do you have a book that was turned into a TV show? Yes. 11, do you have a book written by someone who was originally famous for something else? 12, do you have a book with a clock on the cover?
Does it still count? Oh, I think the old ones did, the new ones don't. I give up.
13, do you have a poetry book? 14, do you have a book with an award stamp on it?
Okay.
15, do you have a book written by an author with the same initials as you?
Okay.
16, do you have a book of short stories? 17, do you have a book that is between 500 and 510 pages long?
667. 460. 512. Great. Do these even count? 700 pages, Megan. What do I do? Shelves. 570. 502. What's next?
18, do you have a book that was turned into a movie? 19, do you have a graphic novel? 20, do you have a book written by 2 or more authors?
Done.
That's it.
How long?
14 minutes, 10 seconds, and 93 milliseconds.
That's terrible. The goal is to be 8 minutes.
14 minutes, 10 seconds.
Okay, so over 14 minutes, that was not a stellar time, but I did have fun. I just struggled with a couple of them where I had to look through my entire bookshelves, and now I've destroyed my bookshelves. Totally fine, it's totally fine. I'll put it back together later. So I'm gonna go through all of the books that I found. I had books for everything but one, which is a bummer. I really wanted to find something for all of them, but here we go. The first challenge was, do you have a book with deckled edges? I pulled Juliet by Anne Fortier. It's a Romeo and Juliet, sort of 2 different timelines, past and present, reincarnation kind of fantasy romance with deckled edges. Do you have a book with 3 or more people on the cover? I took the easy way out and I grabbed a Harry Potter, my copy of Goblet of Fire. Do you have a book based on another fictional story? I went with Death Comes to Pemberley by P.D. James, a sort of sequel to Pride and Prejudice that is a murder mystery. Do you have a book with a title that is 10 letters long? I ended up going with Glass Sword by Victoria Aveyard. Do you have a book with a title that starts and ends with the same letter? Twilight. Do you have a mass market paperback? I have a huge mass market romance collection, so I grabbed one of my favorites, Seduce Me at Sunrise by Lisa Kleypas. Do you have a book written by an author using a pen name? I picked Gabriel's Inferno, which of course was published initially as Twyfic, and I don't remember what his pen name was. It had the same initials, but it was different first and last name. And Sylvain Renard is also a pen name as far as we know. This author has never actually confirmed their real identity. Do you have a book with a character's name in the title? This took me a lot longer than it should have, considering I was standing right in front of the entire trilogy, which all qualify for this, but I went with Isla and the Happily Ever After by Stephanie Perkins. Do you have a book with 2 maps in it? I cheated for this and I've decided to disqualify the book that I chose. I picked Kingdom of Ash by Sarah J. Maas, but looking at it closer, it really is one big map of 2 different land masses, but it's one map, so it doesn't count. Do you have a book that was turned into a TV show? I went with the easy one for this. City of Bones, which yes, was made into the very unfortunate Shadowhunters TV show. Do you have a book written by someone who was originally famous for something else? Notes from a Young Black Chef by Kwame Onwuachi. He was actually on Top Chef, which is where I first saw him, and this is his memoir. Do you have a book with a clock on the cover? The answer seems to be no. Couldn't find one. Do you have a poetry book? I went with Milk and Honey by Rupi Kaur. Do you have a book with an award stamp on it? Aristotle and Dante Discover the Secrets of the Universe by Benjamin Alire Sains. This one has 4 awards, so that definitely counts. Do you have a book written by an author with the same initials as you? This one took me, I think, the longest of any of the challenges. I had to scour literally every book on my shelf. Thank goodness for Jennifer Cruzy. And my favorite book of hers is Bet Me. I've had this so long, I've literally lost the dust jacket. Do you have a book of short stories? This is Reader, I Married Him, which is stories by a bunch of different authors, all inspired by Jane Eyre. Do you have a book that is between 500 and 510 pages long? I take it back. This is the one that took me the longest. I didn't think I did. I finally found one. Defy the Stars by Claudia Gray is 502 pages long. Do you have a book that was turned into a movie? I went with the classic Lord of the Rings. Do you have a graphic novel? I have a whole shelf of graphic novels. I grabbed one of my favorites, which is Saga, Volume 1. Do you have a book written by 2 or more authors? I was really holding out for Christina Lauren and realized I don't own any. So I ended up going with Dash and Lily's Book of Dares by David Levithan and Rachel Kahn. That's it. That is all 20 challenges. I got 18 of them, which is okay, and I did it in 14 minutes, which is not great, but it was fun. It was fun, and I'm glad that I finally got to do something like this since I've watched so many of them in the past. I hope you enjoyed watching me scramble around and not know what I was doing. I linked the original tag down below if you want to go check out her video, and otherwise, I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye!